Yes, hello everyone, and welcome to today's session, Enabling Digital Transformation with Zoho WorkDrive. And thank you for joining us. In this session, we'll take you through everything Zoho WorkDrive can do, and we'll also talk a bit about what Zoho is. So, first of all, hello, I'm Srijit, your host for today's webinar. Joining me are my colleagues Vignesh and Sini. Vignesh will walk you through a live demo of Zoho WorkDrive in action, and Sini will be available in the chat to answer your questions as we go along. So feel free to drop your questions anytime. We'll make sure they're getting covered. And again, before we all get started, we'd love for you to help us spread the word. If you enjoyed today's session, tell your friends and your teammates about us, and feel free to share your thoughts on social media using the hashtag Zoho WorkDrive. So, before we slide into what Zoho WorkDrive is, let's talk a bit about Zoho. So, what is Zoho? Zoho is a bootstrapped and privately owned company founded way back in 1996. We are in the business for over 29 years and we have built over 55 apps, serving 130 million users across 150 countries, supported by a global team of 18,000 employees. And the best part, all these apps, all these 55 plus apps work together in one connected ecosystem, helping businesses manage everything from sales and communication to finance and collaboration. So, getting into a bit more of the nitty gritty, when we say Zoho is made in India, made for the world, this is what we mean. We are a global company centered in India. Our research, development, and support teams all operate from here, serving millions of users worldwide. Your data is stored and served from India, giving you the assurance that your business information never leaves the country's jurisdiction, and we are privately owned and publicly responsible. This means we are not influenced by investor pressure or external stakeholders. Our focus stays entirely on customer trust, long-term growth, and doing what is right for our user. So, what does this mean for you as a business? When you partner with a company that's truly rooted in India, here's what you gain. First and foremost, data sovereignty. Your information stays within Indian data center, giving you complete control and legal clarity. While that's one thing, there are data centers all over the world to ensure that your data is accessible from your closest locale. So there's that thing. So we want to ensure you get your data at the quickest and fastest time possible. Secondly, simplified compliance. Your information work your information and all these things are under a stringent compliance laws. All these benchmarks such as HIPAA, SOC type 2, GDPR, we have those benchmarks in our system. And in any future appearance of any new benchmark, we will be addressing those. Finally, you are working with a partner who understands your local context, the language, the regulations, and the evolving business landscape. In short, you're not just adopting technology, you're also partnering with a company that understands your region, that understands your local context. It grows with your region and it adapts to your vision. So let's finally get into what Zoho WorkDrive truly is. What started as a simple, secure way for teams to store and share files has today evolved into a fully fledged intelligent content management platform. WorkDrive is not just about storing files anymore, it's about connecting people, ideas, and workflows. Whether you're a small business or a large enterprise, WorkDrive adapts to your scale, your structure, and your style of working. As an intelligent content management platform, Zoho WorkDrive is built around 5 simple but powerful pillars. So let's get into that and let's talk about it. Our first pillar deals with simplifying how you collaborate with your peers, your clients, as well as your tools. We have team folders that help structure your data in an orderly manner for ease of use. And we have apps like WorkDrive Snaps that asynchronously put your team on the same page with quick videos and audio clips. So, in any case, even when your peers are in different time zones or at completely different places, we will ensure your productivity goals are being met. Similarly, we also value the speed at which information is obtained. So we have contextual AI based search, which gives you the most relevant results. So you have more time to do your actual tasks. As we already mentioned, AI, we work towards enhancing how AI helps evolve the way people collaborate. And we also have automated captions for videos and recorded meetings, as well as automatic translation of comments. So there's no lapse of communication being made. With Zia Hubs, our specialized content intelligence tool, you can create hubs and gather insights out of your business intelligence information and plan out your workflows with a smarter approach. Getting to the security and compliance part, there's a lot to talk about. So we are going to discuss this further at a later slide. Now, getting to the last bit, getting to the final pillar, we want to automate as many repetitive tasks as possible using our workflows feature and our collection of integrations. So yeah, let's talk a bit about data security and privacy. There are three key things that we always look forward to whenever we are trying to work on what to do with our data security, privacy, and compliance rule sets. Starting with security, every file in WorkDrive is encrypted both at rest and during transit, so your data remains protected end to end. Secondly, we also have malware and spam protection at every time. So whenever you are uploading a file, downloading a file, or sharing a file, it's automatically scanned for any threats. And going into a bit of a current thing, our backup system ensures data redundancy, meaning your files are safe even in case of hardware failures. And in the rare event of an outage, our disaster recovery and business continuity measures make sure your team's work doesn't stop. So we can recently talk about what's going on in Cloudflare, and you see how badly disruptive that's happening. So at Zoho WorkDrive or at Zoho as a whole, we ensure that these things will not happen with you. It hasn't happened that hard. We haven't been affected that hard at all. And we can assure you that in the future, such things will not happen. Getting into more into finer admin based console controls, let's talk about that a bit. WorkDrives gives admins full visibility and flexibility when it comes to enabling and disabling multiple functions in your organization. You can enable multi-factor authentication and set role-based access permissions and manage user rights with precision. In case a device is lost and compromised, remote wipe and device management allows you to remove access to those devices instantly. You can also restrict IPs, ensuring that only users from your trusted network can log in or collaborate. We talked a bit about compliance before. Let's talk a bit more into detail. So, compliance is an area where we really give focus to. We comply with leading global and regional standards like SOC 2, SOC 2 plus HIPAA, and GDPR, along with multiple ISO certifications. We ensure that we stay updated with these benchmarks, and we also ensure that any future regulations that will pop up, we are going to address those as well. So finally, whether you are a startup or an enterprise, you can trust that your data in WorkDrive is safe, compliant, and fully within your control. So getting into more examples, in that's not enough, let's listen to one of our many customer stories and see what they have to tell and what was their experience. Rowpoint Instruments is a UK-based manufacturer of test instruments for measuring appearance quality. They sell products through a network of authorized distributors and have subsidiaries in the USA and Germany. As a manufacturer, they generate a significant amount of content shared across their end users, and an extensive distribution network is is listed by them, and they have a lot of marketing documentation which makes up a lot of both structured and unstructured data, and that's a huge thing to take care of all at once. Then they also have issues with their graphic design team. Graphic design for them is an outsourced functionality, and they have had several challenges associated with it. One of the primary issues was their inability to share files and folders seamlessly with their external design team due to restrictive permissions. They fixed this issue by having their outsourced graphic designers added as client users on WorkDrive, and they had their information stored and filed away in Zoho projects using the WorkDrive integration with Zoho projects. Finally, on the offside, on a similar vein, they are regular users of WorkDrive cruising, which keeps them in the chain of communication going on whether they are on and or off the grid. So they are connected even when they're offline because of the sync function. So all that and great. So getting into more practical things, we have seen the 5 pillars. We have to now see them how they work in action. To walk us through a live demo of how all of that comes together, I will hand it to my colleague Vignesh. So over to you, Vignesh.
As my colleague Srijit already mentioned, the ethos of WorkDrive stands on 5 pillars of focus. I'm reiterating what we just saw earlier, and based on these pillars, WorkDrive offers businesses to create a unified content core. On that note, we will start with the first pillar, which is optimized collaboration. WorkDrive has the concept of team folders, where you bring in your teammates and the folders that you want to collaborate on and bring them to a unified location and work on them in real time. To create a team folder, you get to the Team Folders tab on the left pane of WorkDrive UI. From here, you click on the Create Team Folder and type in a name for your team folder. We will go with the name Account Management. And WorkDrive offers two types of team folders, which is public and private. The public team folder is where team members can join the team folders voluntarily, and the private team folder is where team members are brought in on an invite-only basis. Once you create the team folder, you click on the Create button, which takes you to the Add Members to the Team folder. From here, you can add team members in two different fashions. You can add them in an individual fashion, where you type in the email ID or the username of the team member. Or you can also choose to add a complete department, wherein I type the name of the department and I add them. And before adding, on the security part, we have the role-based access. WorkDrive offers 5 different levels of granular access, starting from an administrator to a viewer. I select one of the roles and deliver it to the members added, and I click on Add. And clicking on Go to Team folder will take me to the newly created team folder. Let me quickly get into a pre-populated team folder so that I can explain all the features in detail. Once a team folder is created, the next step that follows is the collaboration part. On that note, WorkDrive comes with an inbuilt Office suite and this helps users to create and work in real time on documents, spreadsheets, and presentations through Writer, Sheet, and Show. If you have files and folders stored in your local PC, you can bring that in through the Upload Files and Upload Folder option. If you are a user of any other cloud services, you can use the Import from Cloud option, and clicking on it will open the Cloud Pickup prompt showing multiple cloud services. You can authenticate your account and migrate all the files and folders directly into Zoho WorkDrive. Moving on to the next pillar, which is the content intelligence. Now that we have seen how a team folder is created and how files are brought in, let me quickly take you through how the content creation process can be enhanced with the inbuilt AI features in WorkDrive. WorkDrive is powered by Zoho's in-house artificial intelligence, Zia. You can find Zia on the right pane of the WorkDrive UI, and from here you can create content, both textual and visual. Let me quickly type in a prompt to create a textual content. We'll go with the prompt of give me a quick overview of the US trade market today. What ZI is going to do is the LLM is going to convert the prompt into vector chunks and vector embeddings and going to compare it with the resources online. And Zia is going to tailor the answer that is available corresponding to the prompt that is typed in. Here you see that we have got the Zia generated content. From here, you can choose to save it directly into the currently open team folder as a write-up file. Let me quickly show you how Zia works inside the Office Suite applications. We will start with the Zoho Writer document. In Zoho Writer, you can type in 2 /, which will straight upon summon the Zia AI. Typing 2 straight slashes will bring in Zia on the screen. And here you can ask Zia to generate content, a tweet, title with keyword, a story, or an essay. We'll go with an essay. Generate an essay on the diversity of India. It's a simple topic. And clicking on enter, Zia is going to generate content based on the prompt that is given and come up with a detailed essay on diversity in India. And the Zia's generation and content generation and analysis capabilities doesn't just stop here. You can also choose to select a generated content and click on the magic wand icon. Here it has the other capabilities that can be done with Zia. And Zia is not just for creation of content, but also analyzing it. In Writer, you have the Zia option on the top right toolbar. From here, you can see spelling errors, grammar suggestions, ease of reading score, and all of this is done using deep learning based grammar suggestions and NLP based processing. Moving on to the next Office Suite application, we will get into the spreadsheet manager of Zoho WorkDrive, which is Zoho Sheet. In Zoho Sheet, you can bring in data to your spreadsheet directly from images. For this, you get into the data tab from the top toolbar and click on data from picture. From here, you drop the file from which you want to extract data from. And clicking on next will take you to the data from picture prompt, where the Zia AI is going to analyze the image and come up with the possible text conversions of the things from the image. Clicking on insert will directly enter it into the spreadsheet that is open. From here, you can also choose to ask questions based on the information that is available on the spreadsheet. For this, you get into the Zia tab and enter Ask Zia. From here, you can ask any question related to the content that is available on the sheet. We go with the question. Give me the cash difference between depreciations and increase in taxes payable. So the next thing that I'm going to do is select the data that I want Zia to analyze for the question. And I click on use selected data, click on send. What Zia is going to do now is going to understand my question and give the answer for the query from the data that has been selected. Moving further, let us go into the presentation software from Zoho WorkDrive, which is Zoho Show. In Zoho Show, you can create a presentation straight from the scratch just by using a prompt. This is done using the ZI generate option. When you get into Zoho Show, you click on ZI generate and give the prompt that you want the presentation to be on. We'll go with create a presentation on, we'll go with the same prompt, diversity in India. And you can also customize your presentation. You can choose the slide limit, the content tone, the visual style, and the theme. And we click on generate presentation. What ZI is going to do is analyze the prompt and search the internet and then come up with an amazing presentation that can be shown to the world. Here you see ZI is bringing the ideas to life. And here we have the text and the presentation for the prompt that we gave. And with ZI, you can also enhance the presentation further by typing in much more customized prompts and enhancing a particular slide or create much more slides based on a single or current slide. We started with the collaboration part, and we have seen different ways content can be built. But collaboration is not complete without sharing. And WorkDrive comes with multiple types and multiple levels of sharing. Let me quickly demonstrate how that is done in WorkDrive. To start with, we select a file and we click on share. From here, you can share the files internally to either an individual or a department, the same way we did it while creating a team folder. You can type in a particular person's name, or you can also choose group of team members and I can share it with them. If you want links, WorkDrive got that covered too. To get to more share options, and we have the download link, the embed code, and the external share link. And the external share link comes with a set of multiple security options. We have the password security and expiration date, the toggle to download and print by the user, and you can also request user data like name, email ID, and phone number so that the user gets to know who from the client or the customer side has accessed the link. Moving further, the collaboration part is not just about sharing files and folders outside the organization, but also collecting files from various external sources into targeted specific team folders in WorkDrive. And on that note, WorkDrive has the concept of collect files. In collect files, you can create a collection link, and this collection link can be targeted to any specific folder in your WorkDrive organization. Here, you click on create collection button, from where you can choose between internal or external collection. Let us go with the external collection option. And we give the collection name proof of employment. And we can target this to any particular team folder or a folder inside a team folder. And once we click on create, the collection link gets created. And we can copy this and send it to any of the customers or any of the users. And when they use this particular URL to get into WorkDrive, they can drop any files or folders into this link and it gets reflected instantaneously in the targeted team folder. Additionally, other than the collection link, WorkDrive also has the concept of email in links, where you can create a unique email ID and users can send attachments to that email ID. Let me show that how it works. You get into the manage option and go to settings. From here, you check the allow files via email, and a new email address is there. Click on generate new, and you can copy this email ID and send it to any of your customers. When any user sends any email with an attachment to this particular email ID, the file or the attachment is going to be saved to the preset folder location. And that's how you can also bring in data from external sources to targeted team folders in WorkDrive. Now that collaboration part is taken care of, let us take a look at how WorkDrive helps in organizing your files better. WorkDrive does this in two different levels. On an individual level, we have the option called labels. To show how label works, let me quickly select a file, click on the more actions, and under the organize tab, we have the labels. I'm going to label this particular file as important. And instantaneously, you can see a label associated with the file. And this can be done for any files in any team folder. And to access it all at the same time, you get into the labels tab in WorkDrive's left pane and get into the label that you want to view. Here you can see the file that we just associated with this important label. And this is on an individual level organization. To organize your files on an organizational level, on a next level, you have the data templates. Let me show how data templates work. You get into any team folder, you get select a file, click on more actions, go to organize and associate the file with the data template. Here, I'm going to select this insurance data template. And we also have properties associated with this particular template. Here, I'm going to go with the gender female, the type of insurance is corporate insurance. I'm just giving the data associated with the particular file. And once I click on associate, the metadata is saved along with the tagging option. So to retrieve the files that has been just saved, you go to the search bar, data templates option, and select the data template that you want to filter. Under the criteria, you click on the custom field criteria and click on search. Let me quickly do it again. Once you do this, the data template that was just associated with the file shows up on the search. That's how data template works. Moving further, for teams that collaborate and operate across multiple time zones, across clients with multiple countries, collaborating across multiple time zones is inevitable. And on that note, WorkDrive comes with a feature called WorkDrive Snap. And WorkDrive Snap allows you to record your screen along with your audio and video and send it to your clients and customers. This puts your customers at an advantage where they can access information at their convenience. In short, WorkDrive Snap combines the power of video calls with the flexibility of chat. And on the security part, WorkDrive comes with a powerful data loss prevention feature. In short, the data loss prevention feature will go through the files that are available in your WorkDrive folders and tag any files containing PII data. The PII is the personally identifiable information. Let me quickly show how that works. You get into any team folder, add a new file to the folder. I'm going to add this client details file. And as you can see, this client details file has tax identification number and passport number concerned with the German region. And once I add this to the folder, the DLP engine is going to go through the files and auto tag it as classified. Here you can see the file has been classified for German passport number and tax identification number. The security feature here is once a file has been auto tagged as confidential, Zoho WorkDrive will disallow any user from sharing it, printing it, or downloading it. This means all your files are secure and all your PII data is secure at all times. Moving on to the next pillar, which is integration. WorkDrive comes with numerous tight integrations, and let us take a look at three big and three tighter integrations with WorkDrive. We will start with Zoho Begin's integration with WorkDrive. Zoho Begin is a CRM solution from Zoho Corporation for small and medium businesses. To access Zoho WorkDrive from Zoho Begin, you get into the Contacts tab, and from here you select any of the contact. And over here you can see an option called Enable File Cabinet, and this file cabinet is inherently powered by Zoho WorkDrive. Once you enable a file cabinet and add files to it, you can collaborate on files and folders related with this particular customer right from Zoho Begin. You can also choose to bring in files from Zoho WorkDrive and move files back to WorkDrive right from the Begin UI. And for teams that work on multiple projects, we have the Zoho Projects integration with Zoho WorkDrive. In the Zoho Projects UI, you get into the Projects tab, select any project, click on the Access Project button, and this from here you get into the document section. And the document section is the complete UI of Zoho WorkDrive. You get the same WorkDrive UI right built into Zoho projects. Here you can do all the actions that can be performed from Zoho WorkDrive. And today, most of the business communications happen using email conversations. On that note, to make email attachments easier, Zoho WorkDrive has a plugin built right into Zoho Mail. In Zoho Mail, you have the Zoho WorkDrive plugin, and you can click on the plugin and you can select any file or a complete folder from Zoho WorkDrive. Let me get into a complete file. We'll go with the sync icons image, and I'm going to pick this. I can either attach it as a link or a direct copy of the file as an attachment. We'll go with attach as link. And here, I also can do the security part. I click on only recipients of this mail can access, and it gets attached right into Zoho Mail. And this is how we go through we have gone through the 5 pillars of WorkDrive's pillars of focus. And that brings us to the end of the demonstration. I will pass the presentation back to my colleague Srijit, who will take care of the rest of the presentation.
So I hope that covered up a lot of the things that were asked in the chat, and I hope you guys got all the details that you were looking for from the presentation as well. So again, thanks Vignesh for this demo, and let's wrap these things up with the roadmap. So let's talk a bit about what to expect from Zoho WorkDrive in the future, and starting from employee productivity. And when it comes to employee productivity, we are working pretty hard on optimizing how workflows work, and we are also working on the AI side of how to auto-generate better captions, better AI-powered editing, data template enhancements, and finally previewing of files from AutoCAD and DICOM file formats, which is pretty important for the healthcare sector. Similarly, on the same track, with our content intelligence changes, we are moving leaps and bounds with our research towards improving AI for enhanced and contextual search suggestions, as well as improved NLP to gather insights efficiently. Going into our UI experience and accessibility enhancements on file suggestions, WCAG implementation for better accessibility on our web pages as well as the app itself, better download and upload speeds, and finally TrueSync enhancements so that your offline experience is also good while you're still using Zoho WorkDrive. Getting into data privacy and security, especially for the admin console people, enhancements for data reports and more specialized folder permissions. And last but not the least, obviously, enhancements for our in-house integrations, as well as our integrations with other third-party things, and obviously more integrations to come in the future. And finally, better migration support from other third-party providers. And here's hoping once again you got the answers you needed. We are going to be having a bit more of a Q&A, which is going to be done by Sini. For any other information, like I noticed a question where someone was asking how secure is WorkDrive. I hope that was covered in the presentation itself. And some people who were asking about comparison towards Google WorkDrive or Dropbox, you can find the comparison on the website itself. So finally, that brings us to the end of today's session. If you'd like to learn more, visit zoho.com/workdrive or write to us at support@zohowworkdrive.com.